All right, let's talk about the Last Supper. Now, we're not going to focus on the bread or the wine this time. Instead, we're zooming in on one single, really powerful moment. An act so revolutionary, it completely flipped the script on what leadership, power, and, well, service truly mean. To really get the weight of what happened, we need to see it from a different perspective. Let's try to see it through the eyes of someone who was actually there, but totally in the background. A servant. Think about their mindset. They're just thinking, I'm just a nobody, totally unseen. It's all about humble duty. They feel incredibly honored just to be in the room, to have this tiny, unseen role on such a big night. It's like they know they're lucky to be there, but they also know exactly where they stand in the pecking order. And look, this was not just any dinner party. I mean, the guest of honor. He was considered a king, the Messiah. So the sense of occasion was immense. For our servant, the job was crystal clear. Everything, and I mean everything, had to be perfect. The honor was huge, sure, but man, so was the pressure. Okay, so our servant gets to work. They're gathering the absolute best spices, the freshest bread. They're getting cool, clean water and getting the wine ready. And in their head, they've even planned this one special personal touch. They're going to wash the master's feet with these beautiful, fragrant oils. Every little thing they do is meant as an act of honor. But then, as the meal actually starts, the whole feeling in the room, it just shifts. It's not celebratory at all. It's tense, heavy. You could just feel it in the air, that something big was about to go down. And right then, our servant, basin and towel ready to go, steps up to do their job. Maybe their hands are even shaking a little. And that's when it happens. Everything changes. In a split second that no one, and I mean no one, could have seen coming, just as the servant is about to start, the king himself stops them. What happens next? Well, it just defies all logic, all tradition, every single expectation. I mean, can you even imagine the shock? The king gets up, asks for the towel, and starts to get ready to do the servant's job. The servant must have been horrified, right? Probably trying to stop him, saying, no, this is my job. It's just a moment of pure disbelief and utter confusion. And look at how he does it. This wasn't some impulsive thing. It was so deliberate. First, he stood up from the meal. Then he took off his outer cloaks. He actually tied the towel around his own waist. And then he knelt down and started washing their feet. Every single step was this quiet, powerful statement done with so much intention. And as he gently stops the servant, he says something that makes it all clear. Even he has come to serve, not be served. And that right there, that's the whole point. This isn't just about cleaning feet, not really. It's a live-action demonstration of his entire philosophy. He is choosing the role of a servant to make a point that, honestly, words alone just couldn't. And wow, the effect is immediate. Just a stunned silence falls over the entire room. You could literally hear a pin drop. Everyone is just watching as their king, their teacher, kneels down and washes the dirty, calloused, let's be honest, probably pretty gross feet of his followers. The level of humility is just so profound, it's almost overwhelming to even think about. Okay, so why was this such a big deal? Why was it so shocking? To really truly get the weight of this moment, we have to unpack the cultural context a bit. Because foot washing back then wasn't just some nice little custom, it was a really powerful symbol of the social hierarchy. So you gotta remember, the roads were dusty, they were dirty, and pretty much everyone wore open-toed sandals. It makes sense, right? Washing a guest's feet was just a basic, necessary act of hospitality. But, and this is the absolute key, it was always done by the lowest person in the house. A servant, a slave, never ever the host. And this really lays out the massive role reversal that's happening. For a guest, getting your feet washed was a sign of respect, a warm welcome. But for the servant, it was a menial chore, a symbol of your low place. So when Jesus took that basin and towel, he wasn't just being nice, he was willingly, publicly, taking on the social status of a slave right in front of his followers. But he didn't just leave them all sitting there in stunned silence. He didn't just let the action hang in the air. Nope. After he was done, he explained exactly what he had just done, turning this completely shocking moment into a direct lesson on a whole new way to live and to lead. And he makes his instructions absolutely crystal clear. He starts by reminding them of who he is, now that I, your Lord and teacher, which, if you think about it, only makes what he did even more stunning. He's basically saying, this isn't just some symbolic thing I want you to do once in a while. I have set you an example. This is the new model. You should do as I have done for you. So the big takeaways are laid out for them right then and there. First, wash one another's feet. Serve each other. Second, do as I have done. Just follow my example. Third, a huge reminder. No servant is greater than his master. No one is too important to serve. And then he adds this promise. You will be blessed if you do these things. This just completely redefines what it means to be great, right? It's not about being served. It's about serving others. And that leaves all of us with a pretty powerful question to chew on, doesn't it? In a world that so often measures greatness by power, by influence, by how many people serve us, this story offers a totally radical alternative. What if the greatest people are actually those who serve? It suggests that real honor, true leadership, and genuine greatness aren't found in climbing over others to get to the top, but in kneeling down to help lift them up.